And we have game number 1 here of this best of 3. It's the finals of of ESL Pro Series Summer Tournament. It's going to be a lot of excitement. I'm very much looking forward to see what's going to be happening here. And well, spawning up or down in the lower left-hand position as the red Protoss player. He represents alternate. We have Lambo. And his opponent to the top right, the blue Protoss player representing Alien Invasion. We have Patience. So, nice little bit of PvZ to end out the night. We've cast quite a few of these this evening and it's been good. It's a lot of excitement as well. A lot of of builds, of 2-base plays, of more economic plays from the Protoss side. Roach Hydra Viper specifically from Lambo this evening has just been insanely good. So this should be a lot of fun. I'm hoping to see how this all goes. I'm just letting you all know that little typing there was me typing to Twitch chat, just saying that we have started. As I've said all evening, there was a 2-minute delay on Twitch chat, so that's why it may take a little bit of time for it to get through, but it'll be there soon. Anyway, up we go to Patience, who is going for a Forge first, and it's hidden. He wants to cannon rush. Oh yes, he does. This may not end up being a very long game. However, Lambo, he has opened with that spawning pool first, puts him in a better spot. Where is the Overlord? The Overlord. Okay, the Overlord sees the probe coming in from one hell of a weird way. He knows something is weird. Does he know what, though? The probe still comes up, though. Still takes a look. And then comes back down. Tries not to arouse too many suspicions. The Overlord still moves forward. Is it going to be a cannon rush? No, it's not. Okay. Patience was just like, no. Don't want to do that. Nope, fine. Anyway. Waiting to see what Patience does instead. Just this Forge first, adding in now that gateway at the front. This should basically spell out to Lambo that this was some kind of Forge first play. By the timing of this Nexus, by the timing of the gateway, etc. And just to let you know that that's what it was. So, meanwhile, Lambo, he is just coming to scare away the probe. Got a couple of lings dancing about, having a nice little bit of fun. But other than that, this is a pretty damn normal game at the moment, or at least it's working out that way. Should be seeing a third, there we go, from Lambo, and that was kind of like, I have this skill. Artosis has the curse where he says someone's doing well and they end up losing. I have the caster special power of, I'll be like, there should be a Roach Roar, and then they'll throw down a Roach Roar, for example. That's my skill of pointing out the obvious about half a second before it happens. That's my skill. It's not really that good. Especially when other casters, very talented analytical casters, have the ability to... Basically, they have my power, but a lot stronger. They can predict something minutes, if not games, before it actually happens. Whereas I'm just like, this has just happened. Anyway, enough about that subtopic. We've got Cybernetics Core coming down here now. 4 Patience, having a good little look around. Of course, this Forge not really being used for much, despite there being a good amount of gas. So I suspect we'll be seeing a Mothership Core, maybe even a Sentry out of this gateway relatively soon. Or, no, we get a Stargate. Ooh, Stargate times. This is good. Patience has shown a lot of success with Stargates, both with Oracles and also Phoenix. So there's multiple different avenues that he may explore just to try and get this win and get that early advantage in the game. Now, overall, this game will probably rely quite on what comes out of this Stargate and what the response from Lambo is. Previously, this evening, we've seen Lambo have to fend off against Oracles, but he didn't scout them and he didn't chuck down spores kind of automatically. So this could lead to him having some problems, especially up against a player of Patience's caliber. Oracle is going to be on the cards. Patience just busy trying to deny that. Overlord Scout will be able to prevent it, so that's nice work. Meanwhile, obviously Oracle getting chrono boosted once they hit pretty damn quick. Was a little bit of damage done to a drone there. Was that a Zealot or something that came in? Yeah, it was. It died. So Queen saving that poor drone, but it did weaken up this Queen, and that may seem insignificant. But when we factor in that an Oracle is coming through that doesn't get seen, it's actually massive, because therefore this Queen is going to... Oh, it must have been seen. Spore Caller coming down. Okay, the Queen though is still weakened up, and that means the Oracle can take it down a lot quicker. Should be able to get a couple of drones as well for its trouble as it comes in. Powering up. Going to start chipping away. We'll focus the Queen first, preventing any further injects coming through. That obviously hurts the production. Drones trying to get pulled away. A couple more trying to get poked at, but instead, Patience just playing his namesake, wants to keep this Oracle at full HP so it can regenerate back up those shields. Gets 4 kills, one of which being a Queen. That's a nice little pick off. Meanwhile, Stalker duking it out with a single Zergling will win that fight, and a probe on its way over in order to secure up the third base now of Patience. So he's gone for this nice opener, chucking down a robotics facility and the +1 behind that, keeping things going very nice, very steady. Meanwhile, Oracle still looking for some more fun, some more kills. Sneaks on around. The main base has got spores started. The natural base already has a spore crawler. The Queen of the Third still not remade. So this is, as you can see, acting as quite a big hindrance to the lava production of Lambo. Therefore reducing his drone count, but therefore effectively doing some damage. I know it's a strange way to think about it, but it's hurting Lambo and keeping him away from where he may want to be. Robotics Bay coming down now from Patience simply means that he's going and gunning straight towards that Colossus tech nice and early. This is something that in the series against Hasuobs, Lambo didn't have to deal with until the very late game. Despite that though, if that PvZ was any example to go by, what Lambo is likely to be looking to do is probably run in towards getting those quick Vipers out off of Roach Hydra. The Infestation Pit is not going to be thrown down. Instead we get the Spire. Alright. A new approach coming out from our red Zerg player in this instance. Be interesting to see how successful it is for him if he does go for the Corruptors. What threw me off slightly is the fact that the Hydra Den is coming down. There is a very solid composition of Muta Corruptor up against Protoss, where even... really, it's tough to deal with that. It's a control-based thing, whether the Phoenix can be used well. But since that's probably not what we're going to be getting, I'm very interested to see what's going to happen. For the moment, Stalker will die. Lambo is attempting to take his 4th base. It's seen by Patience. He knows that's finishing up, just waiting with the Oracle. But a Spore Crawler wisely being moved over here by Lambo. Just going to force that Oracle away. That's a nice little pick off. But big Zealot drop into the main base, and this is going to do a lot of damage. The Queen will die. The Lair may actually end up being in problems. There's only 1, 2 units there to try and stop it. Now something's coming back. It's going to be close. If this Lair falls, that means no Hive for a long time. The Zealots are getting taken down. It's just going to survive. 167 HP. That was so ridiculously close. Patience manages to keep the War Prism. 5 HP there, so can come back for some fun later. The Oracle, I don't believe it got any more kills. It's currently sitting at 9. 8 of those have been workers. One other worker died previously. That Lair is definitely a big vulnerability. 2 Hydralisks are just waiting now in order to kill this War Prism if it's able to. The Oracle may actually come in from the side there. And I'm not entirely sure. I know Oracles don't do that much damage against buildings, but this is a very, very, very damaged Lair. If nothing else, if it moves in and takes out the Hydras, which are here, will the reaction be quick enough? No, not yet. Ah, the Oracle goes down. Okay, so that was probably on a suicide mission to take out that Lair. Stays up, that's good news for Lambo. Means that he's in a much better and stronger position. He's adding in a couple of Corruptors to deal with those Colossi now. So both of these two switching up their builds, playing a very interesting series at the moment. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on exactly where they go, when they go for it. But engagement coming through now. Great force fields by Patience. He segments a nice chunk of units there, able to take those out relatively quickly. Overall, trading very cost effectively, and the War Prism coming from a different angle. This Lair is in a heck of a lot of problems now. It should be dead. Drones getting pulled, trying to reduce the surface area. The Zealot chipping away. 2 Zealots on it. The Lair, it's gonna fall. That means no Hive for so long. No main base, no mining there, no gas income there. Great control with that War Prism, which backs out again. 5 HP is 5 HP more than it needs. Or 4 anyway. So, that was a beautiful pick-off right there by Patience. He's now got himself in a good spot. His opponent forced down to 3 bases. Without that Lair, it means no Hive for a really long time. Luckily, it isn't a Viper composition from Lambo. He's gone for the Corruptors instead, and he's got a good number of them. 10 here, going to be facing off against those 4 Colossi. It's going to be very interesting to see how this goes. The Cybernetics Core getting focused at the moment. There's nothing really there to stop it. The Corruptors waiting to engage up against those Colossi. The Cyber Core falls. That means no more Stalkers. No more Sentries. Still rough position for Patience. He's just backing out, not trying to engage prematurely. Knows those Corruptors are a threat. Wants to bait them forward. The Mothership Core will go down, but not before a Photon overcharges the third base. The Corruptors now engaging up against these Colossi. One will fall. The second Colossus now goes down. The Corruptor count down to 6, though. It's a lot less efficient. They're moving in towards the Colossus that has just spawned at the natural. Behind this, we've got a couple of Zealots warping in, wreaking havoc over at Lambo's base. The Corruptors will find the next Colossus, which actually falls off completely the map. That is bad times for that Colossus. But Patience is still staying strong. His probe count is good. He's got all 3 of his bases up, and he's whittled down this army. Lambo, on the other hand, he's relying on that gold. He's relying on cleaning up those Zealots, which he's done. The Colossus taking more damage. The third and now final Colossus will fall. The Stalkers, though, they've done enough on the ground for the moment. The reinforcements are just trickling in here for Lambo. Patience going to be able to push him back, blink forward to try and grab another Corruptor or two, able to achieve that nicely. Unfortunately for Patience, his robotics facility died while he was under siege, and that means that he can't actually produce any more Colossi as of yet, which is why we're seeing him become very aggressive out on the map. He wants to try and keep his opponent back. He wants to try and prevent him moving out anytime soon, but despite losing the main base, Lambo still has, obviously, his natural, third, and gold, and that means his income is quite comparable to that of Patience's, especially once this bottom right-hand base is taken. The only thing that is really going to be hurting the Lambo is the gas income. That's probably his biggest restricting factor right now. So he needs to get this bottom right base, specifically just to go back up to the 8 gases. Retaking the main as well, that means you can go up to 10 because there is still 4,000 gas sitting there. The Roaches, the Hydras moving across the map now at the front watchtower. Going to be trying to get a bit more damage through. We'll discover a pylon down here. Maybe an attempt by Patience to take a 4th, but that would be a very brave move. Not going to be able to come down at the moment. Up comes Lambo. He gets a couple of units trapped thanks to some nice force fields. So despite there being a lack of any Colossi, not going to be a problem. Waiting to see what else is going to be coming in here. We've got just a little peek through. Colossus production restarted up. We've got +3 nearly done for Lambo. Upgrade wise, he's got a bit of an advantage. For Patience, Lambo has got a bit of a disadvantage in terms of upgrades. Doesn't have +3 started yet, as he doesn't have a hive. Patience, though, coming in from the side, takes a couple of units, gets in a favorable engagement with a better attack arc and a nice force field. Backs on out, doesn't want to take too much of a risk. Still pulls away, a couple more force fields, a few more units going down. Very cost-efficient trading coming down from our Protoss player here, which is precisely what he needs to be doing. Colossus back out. The Corruptor count's still at 0 though, so that hurts. In goes a big blink. Force fields are going to force the engagement here. A couple of the Hydras and a few of the Roaches zoned out of this fight, and that gives Patience a much better engagement. He's fighting against this well. GG, well played, and Patience is going to take game number 1 of this best of 3 finals.